Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm back in my backyard because you know what? We got that performance sports sedan that many people will not shut up about. This is that refresh, changed up 2022 Genesis G70. Our G70 is fully optioned and I can't wait to show you all the goodies. But before we get into this sports sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. Genesis, they've been around since about 2015. It is the premium brand to Hyundai. What started as the Hyundai Genesis sedan and Genesis Coupe has grown into a premium brand that, guess what, is bringing the shock and awe to the rest of the auto industry. Big news with the GV80, their first ever SUV being a mid-size SUV. They followed it up. We brought to you here on Raiti's Rides the smaller compact GV70 SUV. Well, guess what? This G70 sedan has the same platform as the new GV70 SUV. But what's awesome is when they first unveiled this car back in 2019, it took home the big prize, that coveted North American Car of the Year award. Now, what I want to do with this review is I really want to focus on an unexpected competitor maybe that you haven't thought of. Now, I know many of you say, Joe, you're not going to compare this to the BMW M3, are you? No. That would be a little foolish because the M3 has quite a bit more power than this twin-turbo V6 Genesis G70. But what I do want to compare it to, I want to compare this 2022 G70 to a BMW M340i and see, really, do you need to be spending the extra money for the BMW name, or is Genesis doing the business and bringing not only fresh new style, but also for 2022, they added a new mode, Sport Plus mode, to bring extra performance and extra fun driving. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this 2022 Genesis G70 sedan and see, is it the sedan to be buying over the M340i? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, you're gonna notice a color. Very unique. It might look gray on your phone, on your computer screen, your big screen TV, wherever you're watching Raiti's Rides. This is actually called Black Forest Green, and it is drop dead sexy. Now, when we start at the front end of the business, guess what? We have that new refresh design, taking hints from the GV80 SUV, the GV70 SUV. We now have that split level headlight housing. So smart for Genesis to go in this direction because it separates it from the rest of the pack. You're gonna get full LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, and turn signals. Plus, the way it's blacked out on the interior gives it a nice clean look. And I really, really love, like I said, the way the body line actually splits the two separate housings. Now, as we drop down, you get some functionality, that favorite F word of mine. You're gonna get that functional side air curtain. I'm glad they went with like a nice satin black rather than a full gloss black. You'll notice that they take the same kind of design philosophy as BMW and try to create some of that aerodynamic efficiency within the actual front fascia itself, instead of sticking on a bunch of things like front lip splitters or spoilers. So that's gonna help bring that air into that corner air curtain. And like I said, fully functional, and it matches the same grille design as what's up front. Now, as we come up front, there is that large and in charge grille. When I first saw it in magazine pictures, especially on the large G90 sedan, I kind of was scratching my head like, what the heck is going on here? But it fits, it works on the G70. Like the black chrome finish, you have that nice satin instead of just a pure gloss black. I'm gonna have to zonk the plate. I wish there was a better way to integrate what is behind this plate and not have that eyesore there, but we do have a forward-facing camera, and I love the way everything comes to a nice point, really kind of focuses your eyes to where it needs to be. Down below, you have a little bit of a concave shape to the grille, but it's the same design, both top and bottom, fully functional, also on the bottom and the top. The only thing that this is missing is some type of lip extension. I wish they would have taken this lower portion of the front fascia, maybe extended it about an inch, maybe an inch and a half, to kind of bring more air, because remember, we have intercoolers, we have all those heat exchangers. We need to get the air to cool all those inner bits and stop air from going underneath this sports sedan. But very, very low. Look at the way the hood kind of just waterfalls down right to where the badge is. Now, as we rise up and we look at that Genesis badge, see the point? See how everything kind of comes to a point? They do that on purpose. It's not just me. They actually take the lines off of the wings, nice valley, and then everything kind of V's off right to those A-pillars. It's unique. Comparing this to the BMW, it's gonna be a beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So what I want you to do is in the comment section, let me know what is sexier to you, the front end of the business on the G70 that we have here, or an M340i. Now, as we come around the bend, you wanna talk about sexy, I got 4 corners of sexiness, and it all starts with this 19-inch wheel. Absolutely love, it's like a smoke gray finish on it, nice metallic, split spoke design. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of the tire on this? You're looking at a 245 up front. The reason why they did that is to give you some quicker steering. They're wrapped in those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. So if you're comparing this tire and wheel to the BMW M340i, this thing is right on point with it. You're gonna get nice, large, fully ventilated rotors, and look what we have. We have the optional bright silver Brembo calipers. Those massive calipers are gonna help clamp down on that rotor, and those are 6-piston calipers. So you are getting that same awesome braking capability as the BMW. Genesis is bringing it to you. Of course, they retuned all the dampers, all 4 corners, and everything is gonna change up when you go into the different modes. And like I said, new for 2022 is Sport Plus mode. But I love the style of the wheel. We'll talk about what's out back, because remember, rear wheel drive, just like a BMW M340i, rear wheel drive on our Genesis G70. Now, as we go into the fender, nice rise, kind of comes out into the door. Down below, we do have a fender vent. The great news is it is functional. Like the look of it, same grille design, and the great news is if you're comparing that to the BMW, usually BMWs just have ornamental fender vents. This one is functional. I think it's important to have because it kind of breaks up the dullness, plus it's helping with that aerodynamic efficiency. Now, we are gonna have color match mirror caps. Look at the way they took the dark chrome. They just peeled it off of the door, made it flow into the bottom of the side mirror with your turn signals. I wish they would have done something different with that. So definitely zonking that from a styling point, but you're gonna get nice black chrome finish, top and bottom. We do have a large sunroof. The only zonk, they don't black out the back portion of the hood, just like on the BMW. So we're gonna have to zonk that. That would be nice to have it all blacked out, but they do a great job with the black chrome finish, color matched on the door handles, nice lower side sill extension, flows into the rear tire. Now at the rear end of the business, guess what? We still have Brembo calipers. So they didn't go cheap and just have standard sliding calipers. They did put those race prepped Brembos on the back end of the business. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the width back here? You're looking at 255. I wish they would have went a little wider. I think 275 would really be the name of the game, because you'll see when we go down the twisty bits, this thing is gonna wanna swing the back end out a little bit too much. I think a little bit more rubber to meet the road would have been 2 thumbs up for me. So just something to think about when comparing this to the BMW. The body lines though are spot on point, and then when you get to the tail end of the business, same thing as the headlights. Beautiful taillight design, that split level, all LED. I wish that it had some kind of trunk lid spoiler. Just a little bit extra kick up, but the trunk itself actually does have a kick up to it. It just would have been nice to have something a little bit more on this particular one, since we do have the 3.3 twin turbo engine. Genesis badge looking crisp, very sharp. There's our 3.3 T badge. Flat satin black, nice rear diffuser, and guess what? We have functional exhaust. Now this is a decorative trim ring, but you actually have quad exhaust tips on both sides inside that decorative trim ring. Looking sexy, looking good. We're gonna hear what it sounds like very shortly, but why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see that twin turbocharged power plant. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. You could see the bracing that they do at the front of the business. And then of course, you're gonna have a decent engine cover. The turbo badge seems a little bit misplaced on a G70, but it does have turbocharged power. When we say turbocharged power, we're talking about 2 of them. So you're looking at 3.3 liter twin turbocharged V6, 365 horsepower, 376 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to 1 transmission only, and that definitely is a zonk. I would like to see a 6-speed manual on this, but you do get the 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. Quarter mile goes by at 12.8 seconds. Top speed is 167 miles per hour. The G70 weighs around 3,900 pounds. MPGs, 18 in the city, 27 on the highway. And when you're comparing it to the M340i, you are getting very, very similar performance numbers. Obviously, M340i is going to have that straight six with turbocharged power. This has that V6 with twin turbocharged power. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and hear what it sounds like. Guys, come on in. How you been? We're inside this 2022 Genesis G70. This one being that sport prestige trim with all the goodies added. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been looking at those German Euro brands. Sure, I looked at the BMW M340i, but I've also been looking at Mercedes AMG products and also, of course, Audi. Now, how much is this one, Joe? Tell me. I'm dying to know. Well, that's a very good question, and this is where definitely the Genesis is going to come out on top. This one, the way it's optioned, you're looking at MSRP a tick under $52,000. It's like $51,965.27. Let's see what you get for the money. Let's go to the door panels. Great news, no gloss black. You're going to get soft touch material up top. I love that nice aluminum machine turn finish going on around the door handle. Something different, something crisp. You'll also notice the Lexicon sound system. So this has the optional 15 speaker Lexicon sound system and Nappa leather on the armrest. That nice diamond stitching going on. A little bit of contrast stitching on the base of the armrest. The only zonk is that door pocket. Maybe 2.5 Pop-Tarts and a bottle of Jolt Cola, and that's about it. So it is a little small on the door pockets. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, that same beautiful material, the silver trim looks classy. This leather style material is looking great with the contrast stitching. And then what do we got that's all new for 2022? You get 10 inches. You get a little over 10 inches infotainment system. I love the horizontal display, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If you don't like the way it's mounted, I guess there's not much you could do about it, but I actually think they did a good job not mounting it too high. The BMW does mount their infotainment system a little bit cleaner, I think, but I think we're just splitting hairs at this point. Now let me go ahead and throw it into reverse. There's your backup camera, 360. Touchscreen, of course, you could go to the different angles, real easy to do, and that's one thing I like about this Genesis. It's very intuitive, and we're right back to where we started. Of course, we're going to have different drive modes, which I'll show you when you get to the business side of things, but you have your nice bright silver start-stop button. This is the only gloss black. Thank you, Genesis. This is it. They did not dump a bunch of gloss black. Love the toggle type switches for your controls in the center. You have dual climate, ventilated seats, and heated steering wheel. We've been in $80,000 BMWs and they don't have ventilated seats. Something to think about. Wireless charging, a 12-volt, and a USB, easy to get to. This is going to control that 8-speed automatic. There's more of that nice machined aluminum finish, turn finish. Just gives us something different. You got your drive mode selector switch. You can shut off your traction control, electric e-brake, 2 cup holders, and then here is your Genesis key fob, good size. And on the back, you'll notice the buttons, nice bright silver finish to them. Love all the nice touches that they put, especially the flat black, no gloss. Semi-soft on the armrest, pick it up. You got a USB, and you could easily put 12 Twinkies. I would not go baker's dozen. Do not do baker's dozen because you're going to squirt cream all over the interior from your Twinkies. So don't do that. Seats is the Nappa leather. Love the soft touch, the beautiful stitch work, nice finishes, the piping. It's crazy how you do a little bit of piping, everything comes alive. Full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. Plus, look at this, you got the chauffeur setting that's easy for you to adjust as the driver, or your rear seat passenger can adjust it. A little bit larger than a standard size sunroof, but ours has that nice Alcantara headliner with the A-pillars as well. That's something you got to compare. I hope you're adding all this stuff up when you option your BMW. The only big zonk is this guy right here. Why did they not do a frameless auto dimming mirror is beyond me. Just kind of makes it too heavy right there. But why don't you come on over to the business end? I got plenty of headroom. I want to show you behind the wheel of this 2022 G70. All right, guys, business time. On the driver's side of this G70, you do get 2 memory seat settings. And like I said, up front, I'm 6 feet tall, I got plenty of room. Now down below, you are gonna get an aluminum sill plate. If you're comparing it to the BMW one, it doesn't light up. So I guess that's another check for BMW if you want a sill that lights up with LED lighting. Footbox though is spot on the money. Love the aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. Lots of room for even people with size 18 shoes. Seat controls, easy to get to. Nice flat black so you don't have to worry about fingerprints. The Nappa leather is wonderful. You do have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Steering wheel is a mixed bag. I do like the thickness, but it doesn't hold a candle to the BMW. The contrast stitching is very nice. This is where it gets a little cheap. They went flat black here. The silver finish is fine. I wish they would have went a little bit wider with the silver. And the horn button needs some kind of stitch work because it just looks a little dated. Flat black on the buttons, and you do have paddles on the back of the steering wheel, just like the BMW, to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. And then the dash. The dash is definitely a letdown compared to the BMW. You have an analog speedometer, which I don't mind. You then have that reverse operation tachometer, and in the center you have that digital display, which I'm showing the gauges right now. My favorite part though that you don't get on the BMW are the corner cameras for when you're doing your turn signals. Real nice to do, but I really think this particular Genesis G70 needs to have the full digital dash. But why don't we go ahead, let's go ahead and get to the back seat and see how much room we have compared to the BMW in this G70. All right, guys, backseat time, and this is definitely where the G70 comes up a little tight. And what I'm talking about is the amount of passenger room for your backseat passengers. I actually do have the seat moved up forward. I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of room. I'll go ahead and move it back to maybe where you might have somebody sitting there. It does get a little tight. You do have the cargo nets just like a BMW, so I'm not so sure I could zonk it. You do have the softer plastic, which is a nice touch on the back of the seats. Rear AC, and a USB, which is a welcome addition. Close that up. There's those seat controls I was showing you. I want to move this forward again so that my knees could breathe. But overall, I mean, it's not too bad. It's just not the best. I do like the Alcantara on the headliner. Goes all the way back to the rear seat shelf, which is kind of cool. And then you do get a nice armrest with 2 tasteful cup holders, and they do the design just like up front. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the trunk, because I can't wait to go on throttle in this G70. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk of the Genesis. Follow my index finger. I love the way Genesis hides the trunk release button. Hit that, comes right up, and this is where the Genesis G70 is gonna come up a little bit short. You're looking at a little over 10 cubic feet of trunk space. If you compare this to the M340i, it has 17 cubic feet of trunk space. So obviously, definitely lacking on the room, but you know what? Let's get to that part where we all love doing what we do. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in this 2022 G70. All right, guys, we're in the 2022 Genesis G70. We're at the twisty bits. I can't wait to see how this thing's gonna handle. I have it in that new Sport Plus mode, and we're gonna leave it in full automatic. Let the 8-speed do the business, but here we go. If you're ready, I'm ready. I'm gonna slow down just a little bit here. You can hear the downshifts of the gearbox. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Nice shifts on the brakes. This is where we see the chassis balance on those massive Brembos. Here we go. Wow. Wow. So let's talk about what's going on here. Definitely very, very quick inputs in the steering. I would like just a little bit more feedback though. Initial turn-in is lightning fast, just a little bit more feedback, but it's got a good weight to it. Brakes are phenomenal. I just stomped on those Brembo calipers and we're able to slow this thing down. I feel like the balance from front to back is pretty good with what is happening with traction and whatnot, and definitely the way the transmission behaves in that Sport Plus mode really shows the progression of what Genesis is bringing to the G70. All right, guys, I'm ready for some more twisty bits. We're gonna go on throttle from a dead stop. Here we go, on throttle. Nice shifts. Fast shifts from the 8-speed. On the brakes. Here we go. Look how it holds the gear. Nice downshift. Decreasing radius. Here we go. Yeah! On the brakes. Really, really nice power delivery. So the great news is that because the gearbox really behaves so much more intelligent when it comes to what you want in the twisty bits, it holds onto that gear, you get back on throttle, and you're not waiting for boost. You got the twin turbos, they spool up nicely. I'm telling you, if you have a, say, 2019, 2020, 2021 G70, trade it in and get one of these. It's that much of a different driving experience. And then, of course, with all the appointments we have in here, the Nappa leather, I love the way you could adjust the side bolstering of the seats, the large infotainment system, ventilated seats, heated seats. I really love the way everything is just laid out. And when you're comparing it to the BMW M340i, you really are getting quite a bit more when it comes to amenities. And obviously, style, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but the style is really on point. All right, guys, let's have some more fun. We're gonna use the paddles once again from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. Nice shifts. Downshift. Here we go. I love this turn. Woo! Yeah! So, definitely using the paddles makes it more engaging. It's interesting because you have that reverse operating tach. That is taking me some getting used to. And then, of course, if the car doesn't want you to downshift, if it feels that you're not ready to downshift, it's not gonna let you downshift. So what we'll do is I'm gonna put it back in a full automatic mode, and we're gonna run this one more time just for you and definitely just for me. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it in full automatic mode. Let's come to a dead stop. Just for you, just for me. You guys are the best. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Woo! On the brakes. I'm telling you, this rear-wheel drive platform is very well done for 2022. Here we go. Nice downshift from that gearbox. Here we go. Woo! I tell you, they have come such a long way. I think the biggest thing that's hanging me up is I actually rather just have two analog gauges, an analog tach and an analog speedometer. But other than that, I mean, very, very well done. All right, guys, here we go. The last bit of the twisty bits. On throttle, here we go. Drops down, we're off. Woo! Brakes, feeling awesome. Look at this. Yeah, good feedback. Let's see how we do this left-right transition. Nice downshift. Look at this. Woo! That felt good. That felt really good. Nice. You really got. You have to experience this car for yourself, especially if you're looking at an Audi, you're looking at a Mercedes AMG product, or the BMW 3 Series of vehicles. before you just jump on one. But we're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day with this Genesis G70 sedan. I definitely got to thank everybody over at Genesis USA for allowing Raity's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. We were able to take it through our favorite twisty bits and really show the work that has been done by the engineering and design team over at Genesis. Let me know what you think. Is this the way to go over a BMW M340i? Is the BMW worth that extra money for the name badge? Put it in the comment section. I can't wait to hear what the answers are. But if you want to keep seeing compact performance sports sedans here on Raity's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the first link in the description. Become a Raity's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link in the description. Get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. Don't need to ask her any questions because she's doing the business. She's not questioning anything. She's bringing the cars, SUVs, and everything to you. So show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.